All right, first thing we want to do in making homemade marshmallows is we gotta like grease the shit out of our pan. Marshmallows tend to be ridiculously sticky. So what I'm gonna do in my little container here is I've got a little bit of vegetable oil and I'm gonna get a little pastry brush and just brush it around. This is stage 1 in our anti-stick regime. Then I'm gonna take a little bit of icing sugar that I've just got in a sieve here and I'm going to sift it over top. And you can also get the sides, you can put a little extra in and pat it. Really what we want to do is create an atmosphere that tells the marshmallow who's boss, if you know what I mean. Okay, so that's set to go. I'm gonna put that aside. Now we've got to work with a stand mixer. You could do this with a handheld mixer, absolutely. It just requires a little more like arm movement, and I wore this shirt with the expectation that I wouldn't have to do much work because I can't actually lift my arms above this height. So, all right, let's get this guy raised. I've got half a cup of water here that's just gonna get poured in. And to it, I'm gonna add my gelatin. So I've got 3 little packs or 3 tablespoons, whatever you've got. And I just like giving it a quick little mix to make sure everything is touching the water. All right, so the next stage in this process is getting our sugar mixture together. So I've got 1.5 cups of white sugar going into a saucepan. Then I've got 1 cup of light corn syrup and a pinch of salt. That's gonna make sure our coffee flavor really stands out, and half a cup of water. Beauty. So I'm gonna get that on a medium-high heat because I'm impatient. And I have found the more I make marshmallows, the more I'm like, you really don't have to be precious about it. All we're trying to do right now is get it to 240 degrees. Whether that happens quickly or slowly, it's up to you. You're just gonna have to keep an eye on it if you have the heat hot. So I've got a little thermometer here that I like going in and checking every so often. You'll find it gets quite bubbly at the beginning and then it simmers down, but it remains bubbly. Beautiful, 240. Okay, we're gonna get it off the heat. I'm just gonna take it off this burner as well so that it doesn't continue to get hotter. Now we're gonna work over here. I'm gonna get my stand mixer down and closed up and started. And I'm going to slowly pour this mixture in, just on a low speed. I don't want it to splash anywhere. I'm gonna let it pour down the side. Beautiful. Now let's bring it up to a high. And I'm gonna let this go for 5 minutes. Beautiful, so it's nice and thick. At this point, I wanna add in my instant coffee granules or espresso, or if you had some really strong brewed coffee, just a couple tablespoons of that. That's going in, and we're gonna continue to beat. All right, so now this just goes into our prepared container. You'll see it got super sticky. Oh, look at that flubber. And then I like just giving it a little shimmy so that we smooth at the top. Cool, so this has to set. Unfortunately, we cannot eat it right away. Minimum 4 hours. I would leave it overnight. But I've got another one. Let me go grab it. Okay, this is what a homemade marshmallow looks like. Ooh, it looks good. Okay, so marshmallows are fickle beasts, particularly homemade ones. They are sticky AF. You saw that earlier. So we're gonna have to be a little bit strategic with how we get this guy out of here. First thing I wanna do is get a little bit of icing sugar and just ice the top. Just like that. That is purely a cautionary measure. Get that to the side, and I'm gonna do the same with the board I'm working on. Get some icing sugar all over the top. So I think I'm gonna just pull away. Oh yeah, oh that's so satisfying. Get that on the board. All right, let's slice it up. Okay, so we are ready to build these things. Now, I'm gonna grab 2 graham crackers. You know how this goes. I'm gonna squish a marshmallow in between. They're so cute. And I love, they just fit so perfectly. Okay, and then into the melted chocolate they go. If you find that your chocolate feels a little bit thick, you can always add some vegetable shortening, just like a teaspoon, or a little bit of coconut oil. All right, so this is gonna set completely on a baking tray, and I'm gonna build the rest. That's good. That is soft and pillowy and delicious and coffee. I love this. I think this is a great recipe. Yo, flavor your marshmallow however you want. I hope you like this. Don't mind the chocolate on my face. If you make it, that would be so awesome. You guys rock. I'll see you next time.